I'm going to reveal to you some really hot tokens for this crypto cycle that are backed by CryptoGod John and the Wealth Group boys. Tokens that they think can 5, 10, 50x plus and speedrun to $100 million. Why do they think that? Well, let's firstly look at the market. Bitcoin crossed all-time high this morning. Ethereum crossed an all-time high this morning. We are flying. If you go by 24 hours, you can see even the big layer ones. We're starting to go down that crypto phase into the layer ones. Cardano, Arbitrum, Hyperliquid, the large $1 billion and tens of $1 billion of market caps are adding double-digit percentages in a day. That is because the market is now 1 point away from extreme greed, and retail is flooding back. This is the term altcoin on Google Trends, which you may have seen in a couple of other people's videos or on Twitter somewhere. And this is great. This is a really good sign that people are searching for altcoins, but I also want to put this in perspective a lot because you're like, wow, this is more than double the altcoin search at the peak of the 2021 market and more than the peak of the 2017 market. Are we late? Is this the top? Well, if you come in and search any reasonably large token, something like Dogecoin, it'll put into perspective that not many people are actually searching for altcoin. You can see it's right down there. This is what the peak of Dogecoin searches looked like back in 2021, that is. And so yes, although we're spiking, we're only just at the beginning of the spike if we go based on past cycles. But what we do know is the market is really hot. And what does that mean? Well, let me show you the rules of this game, because on this channel, we track the biggest influencers and we try and front run them buying into tokens or even just buying at the same time, because they're the ones who print tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars. And also, you can see Alex Becker's YouTube channel. This has over 100,000 views in 14 hours. 1.6 million people follow him on YouTube waiting for his crypto picks. And when he puts them out in a hot market, like I just showed you, they do crazy thing. This is him talking about the Anyone protocol at a $67 million market cap. We can come in and you can see exactly when that video went public. People are following influencers. Becker's powers are back. CryptoGod John's powers are back on a scale probably like they've never seen before. This is already at an $84 million market cap, an absolute just massive spike up there. If we zoom out for the month, you can see it's a lovely candle, almost reclaiming the highs for the month, which is all really fun because there's a lot of money to be made right now. This is the season that we're literally all waiting for. I want to make sure you have a holistic perspective on what game that we're playing. Because if you don't know this, if you don't understand this one graphic that took me a couple of minutes to make for you, because I think it's really important, you're going to lose a lot of money. So this is how the life cycle of a token will go. Becker will inquire about a token early in its life cycle and most likely get a partnership from that token. Then, if you have a look, the token will go from, say, a 10 mil market cap all the way up to a $400 million market cap. And Becker and everyone else who called it early and has made literally 7 figures on this thing will start to flex on you. He even got a little bit giddy here, saying that he thinks that Moonriver and Remark is going to do this, which is what Avalanche did, which got tens of billions of dollars market cap in a few months, which no, it was not going to do that. And he celebrated here on top, November 21st, 2021. So it's actually more around here. These tweets aren't exactly in line. They're just examples for you. He'll stir old fashioned. It hasn't stopped. Remark is absolutely printing money at a 400 mil market cap. But guys, if we zoom out and we come to today, you can see that we are in a short-term game. We are all playing a game of pass the parcel. I don't know if that's very likely an Australian game now I say that out loud, but basically like pass the bomb. And there's a ticking bomb. And if you can grab the bomb and pass it on, it's going to give you $5,000. And the more you grab the bomb, the more chances the bomb is going to explode on you and take everything that you've currently made. So just know what game you're playing. A lot of this is vaporware. A lot of this is just like stocks and just like most things in life, most businesses, it's not actually fundamentally sound. But that does not stop it from running to $400 million and literally having the top traders of a token make $5 or $10 million out of it. And Alex Becker, we've been covering on this channel. I actually did a video yesterday, which hasn't gotten as many views as normal, but it's actually one of the stronger videos covering Alex Becker. So go watch that if you haven't already. He has 74 different tokens that he is affiliated with. That is a lot of tokens because yes, he has a massive influence. You saw anyone pump on a video, but it's diffused across a lot of tokens. Someone like CryptoGod John, who not only, if I come to this sheet, which is the top 100x Hall of Fame calls. Now, CryptoGod John does not only have the most 100x calls, but he also has a lot smaller of a portfolio and can throw his weight and his focus behind individual ones. And honestly, he puts Becker in touch with a lot of projects, and he is really early on a lot of narratives, crushing Chainlink with like a 360x return, crushing OXO with like a 60x return, and he had a couple of other massive bangers. He finds low $1 million market caps that have gone on to become hundreds of millions, if not a billion, multiple times. I've witnessed it over the last 3 years. He is a real killer in the crypto world. And he also has 860,000 followers on Twitter, which is no joke. That is a lot of weight to be throwing around and a lot of social influence. So I want to go through 4.5 to 5 CryptoGod John plays or potential future CryptoGod John plays with you. Starting with the number one. I mean, we put this in almost every single video where we talk about Becker, every single video we talk about John. If you want a higher market cap, less volatile play that they've been bullish on for north of 12 months, and not just bullish on, but big bag bullish. Like Becker says, this is his number one DeFi golden alpha play. CryptoGod John right here says my number one AI play for the next few months. He said this back in January when it was at, well, the price was at 39 cents, which is about 16 cents now. And it did actually run from here, from this graph. He was right. He says Dsync run to multi-billion starting. He thinks this could load to multi-billion dollars. They just got listed on KuCoin. I think there's more tier 1 exchanges where it's going to go. The first truly decentralized AI agent is about to go live. He scooped the dip up heavily. We track his wallets. We know approximately how much he holds of Dsync, and it is a solid amount. And Alex Becker has responded with what looks to be a green candle. Dsync, as I said, is also called Destra Network. The ticker symbol is Dsync, is at a 170 mil market cap, down from all-time highs, guys. This was up there with PAL. I think PAL hit an 800 mil. Dsync was the probably third or fourth mid-cap AI token back in January with that mini bull run that we had, crossing the $500 million mark. And I think there is a lot of room that this could run, but it is one of the safer plays, which will move us on to another CryptoGod John token. This one I made a lot of money in because I didn't find it. I copy trade CryptoGod John. I copy trade Alex Becker. I'm not someone who's going out and combing the crypto market through the thousands of tokens and seeing which ones I like. I used to do that and I made way less money because you have to realize the fundamental analysis of a token doesn't impact the price. It could be an incredible looking token, but if Becker doesn't shout it out to his 1 million followers, it's not going to go anywhere. And so I came across CryptoGod John's wallet, scooping up 7 figures of OXO. And this was probably 18 months, maybe even 2 years ago now. And we wrote it up to 50 cents. And why I was so strongly convicted in it is because CryptoGod John's confidence was next level. He was saying for the whole time that OXO was the next Chainlink and it could potentially also rip a 300x just like Chainlink did back in 2018. Now he's got a lot of reasons why he believes that is going to happen, including all the fees going back to the holders of the token. And they've started working with CZ and a team of developers. He's posting bullish charts down here at a 12-cent setup, and this was relatively recently, a month ago, but we do track his wallets and we do have insider knowledge, and we do know that he has sold a lot of his OXO for a break-even price. And I don't know if he's deleted them or I just can't find them again, but we've shown it here on this channel. He's said on Twitter multiple times that he's disappointed that OXO have fumbled the bag and have not become what he believed they could be, which honestly, I like CryptoGod John for those reasons. He was talking about Pump Fund. He made a massive bet on Pump Fund and lost a lot of money, but he seems to be very transparent with his losses as well as his wins. And so for me, I still hold a little bit of OXO personally, but I know that CryptoGod John is no longer as bullish as he used to be, so it's not one of my big CryptoGod John tokens. But that doesn't mean it couldn't make a massive comeback in this cycle if they play their cards right. Now, in this next token, which is a partner of this channel, we're going to be talking about CryptoGod John's boys, because it's very interesting to me, the setup and friendship of the wealth group. Starting with this guy here, Woods AI. He says, Vert AI is making moves. One of the first movers in its respected sector. I expect fireworks moving forward with the way ETH is moving and with a team that delivers. This was literally a day ago, and CryptoGod John, who hasn't yet tweeted, at least I could not find one tweet about CryptoGod John being bullish on Vert, despite Becker being strongly affiliated with them. He said, and this is August 13th, 2025, so one day ago, 24 hours ago from now, he said, reclaim here, and it's going to full send. And this is at 38 cents. And you might be surprised what Vert AI has done from this point, which I'll show you in just a second. But before that, I want to show you, this was Woods. Remember, this is the guy who originally tweeted about vertical AI, and CryptoGod John replied to him because he is an admin for Wealth Group. Now, Wealth Group is CryptoGod John's premier crypto Discord community. It's these paid community you get in and you get trade signals from CryptoGod John and his boys. They're called the Wealth Group Boys, and I'm actually big fans of them because one, they make a lot of money, and two, I met them at the crypto conference in Dubai. I met Drew and Keto, who were really awesome. But if you want to socially break down this friendship group, which I think is important to do when you see the next token, and you're gonna know why I'm doing this. This is Woods, who I haven't personally met, but he is one of the boys who drives a very nice Mercedes car. But this is the family photo I want to show you. They're watching an NBA game. You've got Woods, whose YouTube channel this is, and talked about Vert AI, right next to CryptoGod John. Then right over here, you have Drew and Keto. These are the two boys I met in Dubai. Great time. And then in the other room, you have Crypto Zach LA, who we talk about a lot on the channel. And I want you to remember this sort of setup because CryptoGod John is obviously the guy who has the most influence on crypto, and I believe who has the best track record. And his boys help him out with the wealth group, but also help discover new tokens. And I'll come back to that in just a sec because you can see that vertical AI, thanks to Becker's recent video here, but also CryptoGod John tweeting, because everything in crypto, guys, is social arbitrage. You get these influencers tweeting, you get them making YouTube videos in a hot market like I showed you at the start, and these things do crazy things. This was at 37 cents in Becker's video. Coming to vertical now, it's already at 43 cents. Coming on the day, you can see it has been absolutely climbing from that 37-cent mark all the way up to 44 cents. Now, we've been talking about vertical sub 5 cents in my inner circle, but also on this channel for the last month, where you could have got some awesome entries. So if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It is the season to do it. Now, let's go over to a potential new play. Now, two things before I show you this lower market cap token, which, if you don't know why I'm showing the Wealth Group Boys' vlog, a lot of the Wealth Group Boys are in this token. You need to know this token is partnered with Across the Rubicon here on this channel, but also there is no official announcement, of course, otherwise the token would already skyrocketed, that CryptoGod John is affiliated with this. It is pure speculation. But I want to show you why it's not unfounded speculation. CryptoGod John is looking for new plays. Even making this video, where we've got Dsync, we've got OXO, we've got Vert, we have bigger coins like Fartcoin and Hyperliquid, which CryptoGod John is a fan of. He doesn't really have his baby like he used to have OXO. He had 7 figures on OXO and was a strong believer in it, but he's currently on the hunt for new tokens. He says, I got my eyes on a few new plays that I think can 5x to 10x over the next 2 to 3 months, which would be absolutely magical. And once again, once you understand who the Wealth Group Boys are, you can start to see them pop up on each other's posts. There's Woods replying to him. Another guy you might remember from the CryptoGod John video was Keto. He says the new QF website is looking extremely clean. They have some even more bullish developments on the way, one of the strongest projects that he currently holds. So Keto currently holds and thinks it is the strongest project. It's called QF, or Quantum Fusion Network is the name of this token. Tariq, if you don't know who Tariq is, you hover over his name, you see he's got 40,000 followers and he's a trader at the Wealth Group, CryptoGod John's boys. Started scaling into QF here, and any retest of this level lower is a big buy for me. He really likes the project and has a solid team, looking for all-time high and higher on this one. I'll show you what all-time high is in just a second. DJIP, you just hover over DJIP, he's got 14,000 followers and he's an on-chain caller at Wealth Group. Everything is down today, meanwhile QF keeps on trucking after a perfect breakout and retest. 20 million coming real fast and easy 2x for us. Then you have Drew, Healthy Assets. QF is gearing back up. Impressive daily so far. Huge things in motion for the QF network. 20 million floor next. And then we had this submission inside our inner circle, which this is why you want to get in the inner circle. We don't know if this is true or not. It's not backed up by anything, but we have a member saying that they have come across some information regarding the QF token, Quantum Fusion token. Apparently, last year in Q4, because this is not a new token, which is a good thing, it's been building for over 12 months. CryptoGod John was offered a percentage of the supply to be onboarded into the project. CryptoGod John had a certain price in mind and the QF team thought his price was too high and they didn't continue with the deal. This shows exactly why I like this team so much, the QF team. Now it's come to my attention, multiple smaller KOLs, including us, have been onboarded, and including the Wealth Group boys. And an additional 1% of the supply is going to be given to a single KOL. When you have a 1% plus of the supply, Becker will demand 1% plus, John will often demand 1% plus, 1 to 1.5. Sometimes if it's a crazy degenerate token, you might see Becker getting up to 3% of the supply. which is pretty impressive. But there's rumors going around that it's going to be Wiz or even CryptoGod John again. Or it could be Crypto Hass, who has had some big calls recently too. I just want to put this on your radar. This is not financial advice, obviously. Please do your own research. I'm just passing along some information that I came across in some private Telegram channels. And you can see QF Network are currently at just under $2, which is just under a $20 million market cap, down from all-time highs at $4 or a $40 million market cap. Again, they have been building since July 2024. So this is not a brand new token like a lot of the AI tokens that Becker is signing up for, which means you're going to have more holders, 6,500 holders, which is likely meaning there's going to be less sell pressure. Money Lord, if you don't know him on Twitter, he has 100,000 followers. He says they're a team that has been building for a year and he can see them going back to all-time high and beyond that. Overdose says QF is one of the most legit bear market builders I've seen in the space. Now, Overdose has 165,000 followers. And Dr. Profit, who even beats Overdose, has 424,000 followers and says you need to understand that premium is always on top of the food chain. For example, we gave the buy signal for QF at 80 cents. Since then, it's pumped 214%, and now I have shared it on X as well. Now, what do Quantum Fusion Network actually do? They say we're building the backbone of digital freedom, real-time finality, sovereign infrastructure, and systems that don't break when it matters most. And then finally, CryptoGod John says he has his eyes on multiple new tokens, which I think with the market being really hot and all of the amazing tools that were built inside our inner circle, we have a massive advantage to try and jump on early and make a decent amount of money. He also thinks that we're going to get higher and higher runners. It's like when Hash AI launched and it went straight to 150 mil market cap. That was kind of unheard of at the time, but it's because the market got hotter and hotter. John thinks the market is heating up that way. I feel like we're about to get a new ETH utility launch that speed runs us to $100 million overnight. And we've been talking on this channel about CryptoGod John thinking he found the next 100x play, and he says it's in the field of robotics. And we are right now in a partnership room shaking hands with a new robotics token that very well could be the one that CryptoGod John is talking about. It has a lot of promising upside, which we'll announce obviously in our inner circle first once everything is finalized. And then of course, if you're not in our inner circle, we'll announce it here on YouTube. But two things I'll leave you with. Remember the game that we are playing. It is a pass the parcel game. I'm going to stick with that metaphor for now. Go look it up. ChatGPT, what that means. Where basically, instead of a present in the middle, it is going to be an absolute nuclear warhead that is going to obliterate your portfolio. Some people are predicting it won't be until 2027. A lot of people think that it'll be done by March 2026. And some people are even predicting it'll be in the next 60 days. Either way, we have a window of opportunity where the market is going to give us insane returns and we must capitalize on it. If you want help getting some crazy returns like Boss at a 73x or Orc at a 23x, Baby Grok at a 45x, Black Hole at a 3x, Cheyenne at a 9.1x, Dowge at a 76.2x, Farcoin at an 81.6x, OGPU. Before John was rumored to get into OGPU back in the 2024 cycle, we had a 13.4x because we were front running his social media. Vert, we had it an 11x. Pin, we had a 17.2x, and this was back, I think, December of 2024, and we beat Alex Becker thanks to one of CryptoGod John's boys, Crypto Zach LA. Got in really early into Pinlink, which ran into incredible, like 450 million market cap, which made me personally a lot of money. And even Replay, which was one of the big ones. This marked the top of that cycle in 2024, but our community, guys, was in so early, 114x reply, because we crowdsourced token discovery, we tracked the wallets, the portfolios, and the social media of all these massive influencers so we can find the tokens, just like CryptoGod John's new tokens, before they reach mainstream ears, therefore giving us the best entries possible. If this is a tool that you would like, because you don't want to trade with the mainstream normies, instead you want to move up the food chain and eat with the big boys, come and join us inside the inner circle. The link to that is in the description below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.